So if you've been watching my channel, you probably saw the crazy Halo style gel ball blaster I built. And during one of those videos, I talked about how I'd made a sleeve for a tracer, and the tracer itself, just everything was a little too heavy for the threads on that blaster because the metal inner barrel wasn't quite as long as I had planned, and anyway, the threads didn't have the reinforcement they needed. So I had printed this sleeve right here, and that was for this large T238 tracer. And it fit on it nice, but of course I couldn't use it. So I thought, well, that's the right size for a handguard. Let me see how I can incorporate it into a handguard build instead. So that's what we got going on here. Obviously, we started with that M4 Gen 8.5 platform coming from EMERBU in this case. I have that sleeve that I'd printed. That was 8.5 hours. So I'm like, I'm not going to just not use it if I can incorporate it in a cool way. Printed the adapter for it. And I was able to get that, glued and then very small screws inside. So that just spins onto the normal adapter like, your stock handguard would. So let's take a look a little closer, all right? So you can see here, I went ahead, I did a grip up front. I got one that I could angle away because it is a shorter handguard, right? We've got a small rail up there, a small rail right here. I went with this rail riser that was a different design than I've done before. How it kind of, curves around the handguard like that. We've got second set of rails on the side, and then I've got the little canted riser. And I incorporated the design from the tracer back into that riser. Here we see it on the sides of the scope. And then got a different one out front there. So what I did out here is this is a tracer as well, and it just had a sleeve on it, and instead I just printed the cap for it, and that way you can go ahead and have that tracer on there. Looks pretty nice with the red to tie everything back in. And then this is a Predator stock. That's an aftermarket stock from EMERBU as well that you can get at emerbutoys.com, and they do sell all those parts on Amazon as well. So this blaster itself is just stock. I haven't done anything to it because I've had a lot of questions lately about the EMERBU blasters and which gel balls to use and everything. So I wanted to go ahead and keep one just stock so I can show you that. I've tested this recently, FPS in the range of 275 to 300. I use these currently. These are AKA Tenacity Hard gels. That's what I've been using in the EMERBUs recently, and I've had good luck with that. I've had good luck with other ones as well. But typically, if you go with a hardened gel and you soak them properly, you should be okay. But again, make sure anytime you're buying any blaster, whether it's EMERBU or anything at all, just know, especially it's kind of funny, the more money you spend, the higher end they are, the more finicky they tend to be. Expect to do some tweaking. Expect to try different gel balls. You may have to do that. And I think that some of the expectations around accuracy and range are a little unrealistic from first-time buyers. And part of that is because some sellers advertise unrealistic accuracy and range numbers. So have a little more realistic expectation when it comes to that. And then also know that you're going to get something dialed in really good to go as far as it can. And by that, I'm probably meaning, anywhere from 80 to 100 feet accurately is probably the best you're going to do with most blasters, and that's with tweaking. And so just know those kind of things, and try different gels, and just know that these are not going to be perfect specimens out of the box, especially if you want the most performance out of them. So if you're going to be really picky, just make sure you try some of those different things first and do some good research. All right, man. Come back, watch the demo video of this. Of course, we'll do a demo video of it. Of course, comment, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly giveaways. I'll give you one last look here. I definitely like how it turned out. I think it looks really cool.